zoom in on the 7Artisans. It looks really good. It's got this really nice softness to it. And you can read that Viso V1 VI60 or whatever. So, and that's from back here. Here's this shot, which I think looks really good. I mean, this is at f1.4, and I mean, you can make out the Energy Star logo. And like, yeah, could it be sharper? Of course, you know. But at f1.4, like, what do you expect for like $200? You'd probably have to spend like $2,000 on some super high-end lens for it to be better than this. So it's pretty great for what it is. Here's a kind of straight out of camera with the I don't know if this has the film sim loaded. I don't know if there's a way to okay, I've shot it on like Pro Neg High, which would be like right here. So yeah, that's how I shot it. But if I wanted to play around with some of the other sims, yeah, Pro Neg High is what I use when I'm doing client work all the time. These are the kind of like normal ones that don't really mess with the photo too much. Vilvia is a bit much, but Reala is a nice soft one. I never use Provia. I just use Pro Neg, even though Provia is like a Pro Neg with a little more saturation, but I just use Pro Neg High all the time because that gives me the sort of contrasty look I like. But Provia is nice. Reala is pretty nice. We'll edit with that and we'll leave Reala on it. And then colors wrong, but I'm editing this at night, so it's hard to tell. And now that's a little overexposed. Bring that back down. Maybe drop the brightness a bit. We'll drop the highlights a little more. I'd like this, you know, if it were a little less crowded in here, I think this could be a pretty nice shot. But just like having the refrigerator in the scene, you know, kind of wrecks it, keeps it from being something really nice. But, you know, making out the detail here, you know, my focus point was somewhere on like the back of this chair, kind of like right in here. Oh, and so this is kind of how the, what the detail looks like on this camera zoomed in at this level. It's 125 is the base ISO. And so you can see a bit of like kind of fuzziness to it, where it's not as sharp and crisp as an A7, but it still looks really nice. It's got a kind of a softer character to it that has like a nice beauty to it that I enjoy. So I don't mind that it's not like, you know, perfect in the same way that a Sony photo is. I think it looks very pleasant and very nice. Anyway, that's it for my 7Artisans demo. I'm gonna keep editing these photos. Oh, but what I'm enjoying, I like the way the Capture One renders the images, and like I'm not gonna add some of these. I'm not gonna edit any further. I'm just like, it looks good. I'm gonna check the color again in the morning because I tend to get my color wrong when I edit at night. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this video on like Instagram or YouTube. And so I shot this for Dustin to send it directly to him. And so I was speaking to him up until this point, at which point it has become a video for, you know, whoever to see. This is an apartment I was shooting the other day for June, and Dustin was there helping me out. And he bought me this lens for Christmas last year. And that's why I wanted to show him how it worked, because he was there seeing me use it to make these little detail shots of this apartment. And I was influenced to shoot this way. I used to shoot a lot of like, you know, ultra wide aperture, 50 millimeter stuff on my Canon camera from the longest time in my career, and I kind of wanted to stop doing that when I got the Fuji camera. And I was like, let me get you know, a crop sensor camera where I can have a lot more in focus front to back at lower apertures. But then I met an agent who is also a photographer, a Fujifilm creator, who was showing me some GFX photos that he took of one of his listings that kind of had this look to them. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty fun. Maybe I'll get back into doing that. And then started making photos like this. And I'm loving it as a contrast to a very like standard real estate shot, like one of these from earlier. And I sent Dustin a little clip of this where I basically did almost no edits to this. I just copied some of the stuff from earlier, so I'm going to reset this image real quick. This is how I shot it. It looks good. Settings, ISO 200, 15th of a second, f5.6. And I just dropped the settings on here and looks done to me. I don't see a need to fiddle with it any further. It looks good. And that's the level of editing that I'm looking to do these days. I do not want to be spending a bunch of time fiddling with images. And on a lot of these, I did do some layers. Here's another little thing that a lot of people in the Reddit, the real estate photography Reddit will show a photo that has their windows are too dark. Basically, this is really common in real estate photography to make their windows too dark. So people be getting their windows looking like this. It's like, is there no light in that courtyard? If there's no light in that courtyard, how is this room so bright? How is so much light coming in through that window? Does not make sense. Cannot happen in real life. So here is the right light level for that window based on this exposure. So that's not reduced at all. And I just reduced it a little bit. And even if you get to like right here, it's starting to look a little off. And anything darker than this is way too much. So we got to do something like right there where it's still bright, but you can see out the window a little bit. And this is with a little bit of exposure, and the highlights drop just a touch. And that is a much more realistic look of what's out the window. And it does the job. It's okay. I can see that there's a nice little brick thing and some greenery out there. And that's all you need to do there. That's enough for now. I'll see you later.